to tell some jokes tonight. Happy holidays, everyone. Whatever holiday you're celebrating, or celebrated, or still about to celebrate. I don't know. It gets confusing, right? It gets really confusing. Like, you're like, I don't know. The other day, my friend, he was celebrating Hanukkah, and I gave him a card. Because I don't know what you get someone when they give for Hanukkah. And so I gave him a card, and he was like, he opens it up, and he's like, where's the money at? I said, maybe next year. This is just an empty card kind of year. Does anybody out there have an Alexa? No? All right. My friend's kid has an Alexa. It's kind of weird, and she can call you on it. It's a little strange. Anybody out there in a relationship? Okay, good, yeah. So what Alexa can do now is it can listen to your conversations. And then in a few days, you can ask Alexa, you can say, hey, Alexa, what is the status of my relationship? Hey, Alexa, do you think this relationship is going to last? All right. As many of you know, I work as a sample girl, which has resulted in a large belly. And I was going to get this taken care of for the holidays, whatever holiday you're going to celebrate. But anyway, let me do my jokes about it. All right. So I went down to the seminar, and it was at a wine bar. And they immediately gave me some wine and some cheese and some fattening meat. And I said, maybe they're trying to get a couple more bucks out of me. And then these two ladies that look like Amazonian models were like, oh, well, did you know that your fat melts away at 36 degrees? And then I thought to myself, hey, I know a place where I can burn off my fat for free, freeze it off, actually. And then I was sitting in the freezer at work, and my boss came in, and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just freezing away my fat. And he said, I don't think that works. And I was like, why not? And he was like, have you looked at, that's the name of my coworker, but I'm going to try not to say those up on stage anymore. And I was like, he's like, did you realize that she's still really fat, especially around her belly? All right, that's my fat coworker joke. I guess it didn't work. The point is that, like, she's in the freezer all day, and it didn't get rid of any of her fat on her belly. Oh, okay, I'll work on that. So the lady's like, oh, it's gonna be like $1,500. I said, okay, no problem. Let's schedule a consultation. So I went in there the other day, and I put on my little blue shorts. She said, oh, you can keep those. And I was like, oh, great. And then she was lifted up my belly, and she's like, oh, there's 4 areas of fat. And I'm like, 4 areas? And I'm like, how much is that going to cost me? $1,500? I got the cash right here. And then she's like, no, that's going to be $3,300. She doubled the price when she looked at my actual belly. And I was like, what? And then I was sitting there in my little blue shorts, naked. And they were like discussing it, and it was kind of like a car sales deal, but without any clothes on, except like a skimpy little pair of shorts. And I knew how they were playing this game, so I said, no deal. And I got up and grabbed my stuff and started to walk away. And then they were like, oh, well, maybe we can lower it a little bit. And then they're like, we can lower it by a couple $100. I'm like, no deal. Started to walk out of the office. They're like, okay, maybe like $2,600. I'm like, how am I going to afford that? And they're like, oh, you can finance it. I'm like, I can finance my belly removal? And I'm like, I've never heard of such a thing in my life. And they're like, $40 for 48 months. And I said, well, Merry Christmas, I'm going to keep my belly. All right, that's all I got. Oh, thank you so much, Casey, for hosting.